Was yesterday's practice warm? Last week you thought it might be a little.
It was great work. That's all I can say. I didn't really come in there with any expectations. I had some confidence in what I went today, but then.
Coming up, a highly anticipated contest between the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely was talking to the guys, learning from them. Also learning from the guys in the DB room like Caleb. He's the other rookie here, so just talking about for him. What do you see on this? What's your point on this? Okay, let's learn. Just continue to learn and a lot of things. So in college, first 3 years I played both sides, and the fourth year I had to play in the boundary because that was the corner who had to make most of the checks.
You brought up Caleb. A lot of people say like linebacker people gravitate toward him. Is that what you're seeing? And what is it about him that you kind of gravitate toward him?
Yeah, extremely smart. He knows the whole defense. He's a leader. Yeah. We have meetings, and he's learning a lot of positions. Learning the whole defense. And, that's a guy I can come talk to. I got a question. He's a leader. Carries himself the right way. So.
What NFL y'all gotta go home? You can't stay. Like you gotta leave for a week.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is like the first time in my life where it's been like, oh, you can't be here. So it's like, okay, it's weird.
What NFL corners do you like watching?
Yeah, kind of spoke to them earlier, Pastor Tom. Just longer guys with my body type. Joey Porter, Tariq Woolen, just guys that, I feel like I'm similar to in athletic ability and body type.
So you ready for the big team?
Hey, we gonna see. I'm ready for the challenge, the opportunity. Blessed to be able to go things.
What was the moment in your life when you found a chance to be an NFL football player?
Since I was little, I was put on game. And, my dad inspired me so much. Things pass right so many times. They said if you go to work, everything else will fall in place.
What was there ever a moment, like maybe at a practice,
specifically, every practice we're doing, my time. It's a problem for some time off because of the little bit. And let's do it less of a bit of regardless of all kinds of things like that. But, I'm just a, let's go away. My mistakes, trying to better take off the mistakes. Thank you.
That's going to be something to watch as this game goes on. They have to take their shot
Experience like for you, but you get the sense things in the outside a big fan of yeah, I feel like that's a something about that side back stuff, so I feel like that kind of helps you, but definitely could have started with the team guy. Kind of feel like we had a chemistry going on, so usually fight track and stuff, press conferences that really stuff you on. This team, so I feel like we be doing that's what we're going to start trying to help us in. And obviously, you don't want to necessarily take away from what you've been doing on the outside as well. You talked about a plan and making sure that you kind of did a little bit of everything, even though, hey, we might search you out inside first. I mean, yeah, we talked about today, this is how I feel like fit on this side of it. I mean, this like consistency, let's get out there. Like the style of play, my style of play, I feel like that kind of fit the way he coaches and like the way he preached his building. So I feel like more aggressively, my style is pretty bad. So it's like for me, usually the NFL defense, especially for that best very notorious. It's different names and stuff. Like it's almost the same thing. Like the same type of calls, different name, like I said. But I feel like the name definitely helped us get to this level. So you got really coming up the rest of the week, and OTAs, mandatory mini camp, and all that said and done before you do your first training camp. What are you hoping to prove to this team and maybe to yourself?
All right, here at the Star, Nicole Hudson, joined by the Cowboys now cornerback Devin Moore. Talk about this is your first day here. What's a story that illustrates what this experience is definitely for you?
I just watched it, but I was blessed enough to see some orange games. Just see that character around the building. It's blessed.
Those conversations been like you and Shamar obviously get to work together.
Yeah, we're excited. Like I said, we kept saying it from the friends. Being able to learn from them because they've been doing last year.
You had mentioned that you had a the Cowboys this week. That conversation the conversation going back in terms of play for the numbers.
Yeah. Listen to them. They're here not going to get something. It's not like versatile. So
talk about how you feel those traits kind of best fit this defense and what they're trying to do.
Yeah, NFL is a so you can't run man down, you can't run on the whole game. So you got to mix it up and players out there able to put both coverages and get the QB offensive different looks. So just being able to have the mental capacity to know that.
The Cowboys what's the strategy in this draft?
Yeah, it's a decent balance and I think that happens in just the size, ability to bend and tackle, the lane.
One of those, I'll say, focus of 2025.
Hey, Bob.
What are you looking forward to trying to be out there on July and we lost?
Get on the plane. We had the same routine that I developed during my years in Florida. And also,
She last minute. She last minute queen.
Also, Devon Bland, who also led the league in interceptions a couple of years ago.
No, I think I gotta go in that one.
What are you looking forward to going with those guys?
just picking out of the brain, I'm going to learn, the mistakes they made, the difference, and learn it all, be a swing and something like that.
Okay. All right, look.
First of all, we're excited to have you. We obviously had your first day here in Dallas at the Star. What's this experience been like for you?
It's been like most less there's like 1% people on the road, like 90% of the time, pretty much stuff.
Certainly a lot of moments when we're playing at that university prepared you for playing for us.
Just Alabama being out there and scared to follow football. Everybody in the country that had the USA target, like, you might as well be very good. This guy is any position that needs like on there and I love that the facility part. I'm like going on and something
Has Marcus Dixon and Richard Parker talked to you a little bit about how they plan to use you?
No, yeah.
All right, well, we're excited to figure that out. Talking about what do you feel like best translates from your game that you feel like is NFL ready?
That's my last time.
Receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. They blew up the opening play this drive. So aggressiveness from this defense.
Not that, just along with my power as well. One thing power that should love getting guys off their feet, making them be able to have to move, anchor this quickness as well.
What are you doing?
Here's Sanders. Finds him over the middle. Still has some space inside the 35.
Six honesty.
Touchdown. The Browns get the game's first points here in the second. David Njoku for the touchdown.
Kenny Clark, what do you think about playing like that?
Straight line.
Right down the middle, let's go. And they add one on the first touchdown
So
of
like
the
that,
contest.
it's not the league, so it's not encompassing to next level. I just know that difference I can take it from the next level. So really I'm right, it's something a little different.
What are you looking forward to proving here in the Dallas Cowboys?
So
Goes out of bounds on the return.
just along with
Straight like that, LT Alberton out of Alabama. We're excited to see you.
We got started first go with Cowboys fourth round pick and City through Shelby Lee. The first game, walking around the stadium, what's this experience been? It's just been really cool. That's huge history and all of the teammates and everything like that. It's just been very fun. We've had a lot of connections with this team one way over time. Training Tennessee.
Oh my God, man. Shit been going on all day. I can't complete a fucking pass.
Yeah, it's definitely nice.
I do this shit 1,000 times. This shit ain't working today.
You're going to be in the mix with a lot of these guys competing at left tackle. They can see movement and going on the other side too. Yeah, I mean, I've had minimal talks with Coach Riley about what it's actually going to look like, but I'm looking forward to coming in and competing every day. And when it comes to competition, just over the course of your football career, even dating back to high school, if you want to it's a good birth to the competition. You really know something for something. Just the mindset to go out there and be the best version of yourself. You're not necessarily competing with, another person. It's got to be the best version of you that's going to go out there on Sundays. So whoever that is, that's what it's going to be. Maybe you haven't spent a bunch of time. Yeah, I haven't been a gamer or something inside very far. During training, I feel like I've closed that gap a little bit and I'm ready to do whatever activities. And over the next 3 days of training camp, we've got OTAs and mandatory mini camp after that. Before we get to training camp, what are you hoping to accomplish as you accommodate yourself to this team? Yeah, I got to dive nose first in the playbook. That's can't go out there and play. Just figure out the playbook first. Good shot. I just want to go about this. Let's start with you starting after on the Cowboys telling you might depend so much for the time. Let's start the first one is to say, which one you want to see what this looks like and being in the building. What's this experience been like for you? Bad process like Wells, Cowboys tight end skills really that you're hurt in. What was that experience like? How far was your front? That's a lot of great coaches, great mentors, a lot of great guys. Even at my program with Coach Wells, just being more hands-on and more the scouts, just really reflecting. You can see how the intent guys and how carries his wins on players. What did you learn from Coach Ross while he was with the Dollars in America?
Sanders going to throw on short. He connects downfield. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I think that I'm so super hard to really practice. It's motivating or frustrating to not have heard your name called and just have to go to sit there and let it swag on you and make a decision. That also not motivating. Pretty much I'm sure this team is like this one, but you do a lot of this more versatility being able to play into a position within the NFL market. So I think that we'll start trying to get to this year last year, also seeing if I think the catches some traffic with that. The penalty for this guy, what's going on? Jim Ferguson, George Bacon, the city line. Shit, trying to get lots of these things. Just hard to get Jim Ferguson, I think it's eventually, I feel like there's a lot of practice for that tight end. Just the volume of practice he gets and I love this. So now we're giving him campaigns, you know, sleuth and OTAs and making trouble from camp and all this stuff. Just not the trying to set that lead for the folks. I'm trying to get something.
And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
So, we had a lengthy discussion on Saturday about George Pickens, and a lot of people were pushing back saying that I didn't know what I was talking about. I told you guys before, you're going to call me a prophet, but it's all good and done. So let's to find out over the weekend what was the delay in the George Pickens saga. Why did he delay franchise tag? Well, that was okay. Well, now we got some more news that Pickens may have been out there trying to seek a trade. But that is the only thing we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about how active the Cowboys were during this draft. Now, the Cowboys were absolutely trying to get to do some great things in this draft. Not only were they trying to do some great things in this draft, a lot of people just talking about pinning down. We got a player here by the name of Malachi Lawrence. And I think he may be underestimating Malachi Lawrence. Let's talk about this.
Schmidt connects.
First facts.
So we're through two quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back
Let's
with
go.
the NFL on EA
What's up, Cowboy fans? It is Monday. It is a great day to talk Dallas Cowboys. Beautiful day outside. Got rid of the Seattle weather. Now we got this Texas weather. Sun is out. Hey, man, if the sun is out. Let's go. Let's get it. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy hitters. The life of the G and the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscribing yet, what are you waiting on? We have a lot of great content coming for the rest of this season. Let's talk facts. This is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to revisit our conversation with George about George Pickens. A lot of you didn't believe what I was telling you. I'm telling you, I tell people all the time in church, you're going to call me a prophet before it's all said and done. You're going to call me a prophet. Everything I was telling you, I know it was true based on the evidence we have today. And I was that his fans are going to tear their trunks apart and they're going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys rookie camp, and then they're going to talk a little bit about this George Pickens situation also. Then, I want to take y'all down memory lane because a lot of people may have been shocked with the Dallas Cowboys when they got Malachi Lawrence. But if you go back and listen to Malachi Lawrence, I'm telling y'all that the Cowboys now got Malachi Lawrence at 23. The San Francisco 49ers were going to get him. And if the San Francisco 49ers didn't get him, he would have been the first edge rusher off the board on the second day of the draft. And I'm going to tell you now, man, I think Malachi Lawrence may be better than a lot of people are giving this guy credit for. Then, DJ Winfield, Not really sure who DJ Winfield is. I got a story about him. I'll let you know what's going on with him. We got him. The Cowboys are able to sign him to a UBA deal. He is making the team. They signed him $210,000. I guarantee he makes the team. Then we little Cowboys war room. And then I want to add one more thing in here. What they are saying about the Dallas Cowboys. What they are saying about this new Cowboys schedule. Wow. Now I'm going to give you one quick hit. I'm still betting they save on Diggs when it's somewhere else. And I still think it's going to be the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to give you a Diggs update. I mean, I know he's not a player. I know he's not a Cowboy anymore, but I'm going to give you a Diggs update. I believe Diggs is going to be back before it's all said and done. So, that's going to be the show for the day. George Pickens, Goodbye, George Pickens, with Joseph Gordon, Nick Eatman, Melvin Connor Lawrence, TJ Winfield, Cowboys Go Room Player Interviews, Cowboys Schedule, and the Diggs update. Yeah. Let's get this quick roll call in. We're going to try to get this all in within about somewhere around 2 to 2.5 hours. We're going to try to get all of this in.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Big Mouse Dog. What is going on, Big Mouse Dog? Jacob Jackson in the chat. It is Queen. What's going on, Queen? Crystal Gal, what's going on? Rico Love. You said Rico Love. Justin Duru Love. 8-1 Troller. Jarvin TTT. Hey, what's up with you? What's up, Cowboy fan? Keep on. It is not us this ball. Brooklyn 9-0-3. What's going on? Mark Davis, what up? It's the Blue State next
Man.
Lynn from the 9-0-3. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're going to talk about it, Lynn. What's going on? Tony Jones, D-Block back up in there. What up, D-Block? Yes, sir. He was trying to get that bag. What's going on? What's going on? 5 points in the stall. What's going on? Jones. What's going on? Good to see you. Paul Logan. What's going on? Tag Dan. What up? John Henry. What up, John Henry? What's going on? Senator Chabelle just pulled up to the congregation. What's up? Lonnie Cabal. What's going on with you? My man, Dominique Pittman, a.k.a. the neighborhood skeptic. He always got to try to keep us grounded. He said, Dominique, he's not Taylor, what's going on? What's going on, Rosendale? What's going on, Tatiana? I'm not even going to mention Blueface, even though I just did. What's going on, Tatiana? Good to see you today. True Texan Harry Potter. What's going on? Good to see you. Mike said this. What's going on? Mike said this. Man, I saw that about them jersey sales, man. Caleb Down. What's going on, Texas Show? Got him thinking, Bernard Taylor. What's going on? Get it the cheese. What's going on with cheese? Steelers. David Duvall. C. Boyd. What's going on? Y'all give yourselves an end. Best chat on YouTube. Best chat on YouTube. Let's go. All right. So let's enter into the first discussion with George Pickens. And I was telling y'all, and I'm just, that's to be, let's say, I mean, there's no fucking products. That's the time to say. But I'm telling you what I know about people from experience. You can either look at life negative or you can look at life positive. It's up to you. You can look at it a glass half full, or you can look at it a glass half empty. That's up to you. And it's hard to sway people into looking at a glass half full. Because a lot of people will look at people as a glass half empty. But I told y'all, the Dallas Cowboys are saying, man, the Dallas Cowboys are holding against George Pickens when he was in Pittsburgh. What did I tell y'all on Saturday? I don't think the Cowboys are holding Pittsburgh against George Pickens. I think the Cowboys are holding what they saw from George Pickens this past season. They were saying, we're not worried about Pittsburgh. We're going to see more of Pittsburgh in Dallas. I believe that's what they were saying to George Pickens. And if the Cowboys didn't like George Pickens, if they were not trying to give George Pickens the opportunity to totally rehabilitate himself and set him up for the bad, contrary to what we are saying, there is no way. There is no way the Dallas Cowboys would have signed or put a non-exclusive tag on George Pickens and put 2 first-round tenders on there. That doesn't make sense. I'm really trying to give us logic, and I know you don't like the logic. But it doesn't make sense. Don't like George Pickens. Don't want George Pickens. The Cowboys, if there is any team that is not holding Pittsburgh against George Pickens, it's the Cowboys. But it is the rest of the league that's holding Pittsburgh, it seems, against George Pickens. Not the Cowboys. If the Cowboys were holding Pittsburgh against George Pickens, I'm not paying George Pickens $27.3 million right off the bottom of the tag. I'm not doing that. No.
It's like my second complete pass.
They do. I believe they want George Pickens for most of the season. And at the end of the day, even if George falls out and the Cowboys don't extend him, do y'all know the Cowboys would have done something for George Pickens that he should be eternally grateful for? If George Pickens does what I want to do this season, the Cowboys have set George Pickens up.
I can't catch a break right now. Shit been going on all day.
They are setting him up for the biggest of paydays in 2027. The Cowboys know what they're risking. Is George taking the risk? You better believe me. George is taking the risk. Cowboys are taking the risk. So George Pickens falls out the way I think he is. The Cowboys are going to be in a headlock next season. They're either going to have to pay you $32 million, which would be $60 million in 2 seasons. Tell me the wide receiver in reality who is getting $60 million in 2 seasons. Or they're going to have to extend it. If he's going to break the bank on it, it's what they extend it. He's going to go to another team.
Man, I ain't gonna even score, man. This is crazy.
I don't think people understand what the Cowboys are doing. They were still giving George Pickens the opportunity that no one else is willing to give. Now, I would like to see if somebody was willing to get that opportunity to him without those 2 first-round picks again. Because I do think there would be some teams that would be willing to probably give him somewhere between $36 and $42 million. There probably would be some teams. But guess what? That is not the world that George Pickens is living in right now. George knew this was the chance he was taking when he first got with the Cowboys. The Cowboys knew that was the chance to be able to take the ball out. And so both of those things have actually happened in a sense. It has worked out for the Cowboys. It's worked out for George Pickens. It's going to continue to work out for George Pickens. It's going to continue to work out for the Cowboys. It's going to continue to work out. All George has to do is to continue doing what George is doing. And the Cowboys, that's what they're holding up to. They are saying, keep doing what you do. And to you what I'm saying. I had to go back and listen. All right, so And now I'm realizing that Brian Schottenheimer was actually saying this in the press conference that he had here just the other day. And I don't know if y'all picked up on this. If you hadn't watched the video, I'm about to show you where. Listen to Brian Schottenheimer tell you everything that I told you to say. Brian Schottenheimer told you the same thing. And people don't want it. I know a lot of us want George Pickens to get that long-term deal. I'm in that crowd. I've already argued for George to get the long-term deal. But as I told you on Saturday, I am signing checks. I'm signing the checks. George to get the long-term deal. But I'm not signing the checks, and neither are any of us. The Cowboys are signing that check for $27.3 million this year. But listen to Brian Schottenheimer talking about George Pickens on Saturday. Whenever he was talking about it this past week,
Just beyond that 30-yard line.
he was saying the same thing I was saying. We're not looking at George Pickens' past behavior. We're holding him accountable for his current behavior. Some people don't understand that. Some people don't understand.
You've set it down for him from the 31.
Some of us have never been to jail.
First and 10,
But
Prescott.
I wasn't born to preach.
Down the field, he's got and he's all the way across the
I went to jail. I was 18 years old. Doing something real stupid. I didn't do no, I didn't commit no.
That's good for a Dallas first down.
That's what I tell you. I didn't commit no crime, like a gangster. It's some real simple. Chase price tag for something that was $5 And what I was doing, I was trying to run this scam where you could get these coupons, and if it was less than a coupon back in the day, a lot of people don't realize this, that if something was less than a coupon, they don't actually give you the cash value of whatever that is. So I done self, me and a friend, I won't say anything about him. I'm just talking about myself. I'm very transparent. I changed it. I had the money in my pocket to pay for it, but I changed it so I could get an extra $5. Just to let you know how stupid it was. I think I was about maybe 17. I think I was 17 when I turned. Just how stupid we were at the time. At the mall, should have been there. Hanging out, just do all kinds of stuff. But I'm saying all this to say this. See, a lot of people don't realize something, that when you're someone, and let's say you commit a crime, and they say, okay, this is your first time. They put you on probation. You can look at probation as You can look at probation as a glass half full or a glass half empty. When I got probation, I didn't think probation was. There was nothing against me. No, I didn't look at it. I looked at probation as the glass half full.
It did not work out for them.
I can remember like yesterday. And my mom, being the mom that she was, my mom let me spend the night at home. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. One day in jail, I was in jail one day. This is what I knew. Jail was not for me. I knew jail was for me. My mom let me spend the night in jail. And I mean that one night in jail, I mean, I'm in the home. I'm in there with dudes, and there people with tools and everything. I'm like, this is jail. You know, with drugs. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. My mom came and got me out of jail. I remember, I'll never forget, she came and got me out of jail that next time. And the stepfather, he told me, he said, "Mom, I want you to get you out the same day." He said, "Go to mom where we live." And mama said she was Swiss. Yeah, and I remember, I said, "Mom, why'd you leave me in jail for like 3 or 4 days?" My mama looked at me and said, "Fool, you only been in jail 1 day." That's how it goes. And when they said they're going to put me on probation, I didn't even see it. I said to myself then, and what about you want to tell you? I didn't look at probation as holding against me what I did in the past. I looked at probation as them holding me accountable. Oh, I said that I am. And that we're going to give you the opportunity to keep proving. Look at that glass half empty. Look at that glass half. Probation is an opportunity for a person who makes a mistake. Probation is an opportunity for that person to prove that that was actually a mistake and this is who they really are. This is what George Pickens is going to. There will be people, they will always hold stupid things against you. But when you get the opportunity to prove that you are not what you got in trouble for, when you get the opportunity to prove that, you prove it. You prove it. And it don't matter if you feel like it. Because I can remember that when I first went to jail and then I started applying for jobs, guess what? Do you think that when you apply for a job, you get to tell somebody and say, yeah, man, you know, I made a mistake back then and blah, blah, blah. I made a mistake. You know what? Go through about a year or two of people saying, nah, you went to jail. You went to jail. You went to jail. I don't want to hire you for this job. Y'all don't understand some of y'all understand what I'm telling you. It takes time for people, for society, that when you do things, that when you do certain things, whether it's a crime or not, and what I did was a misdemeanor, Class C misdemeanor. And when the guy stopped me in the hall, he said, I just gave you a ticket. He said, it's less than $10. It's like, because back then they could give you tickets instead of sitting in jail. He still did. He did the whole 9 yards of it. Took us in, called the police, got us arrested, we were catch for $5. Think about that. $5. But it is what it is. I appreciate my mom. I wish she was here today. I appreciate my mom. They tell me it was only $5. They should have done that too. My mom said it was only $5, fool. You shouldn't have been doing what you was doing. My mom, that's how my mom taught me. My mom didn't raise me in ways to feel like the people owe me something, that I deserve something. No, my mama made me understand early on, son, everything you get in this life, it's